one side of the screen is for a secret celebrity. The other side is for one of our psychics. And their job is to reveal as many facts about our hidden star as they can. They've only got 5 minutes to do it. So would you please welcome our next celebrity, the lovely Tony Perrin.
Sometimes it's just an outward knowing, like a factual statement that must be true.
Well, that's nice of him to give us a bit of a heads up about what to expect. But I think he's got a little bit wrong. He said it might be a factual statement that must be true. I think what it really means, it's likely to be a very bland statement that's likely to be true for just about everyone. But we shall see.
Sometimes the information can be quite inspirational and random.
Ah, yes. Another very useful heads up. He's telling us that the information might be inspirational. But what he really means is the information is going to be very bland and anyone will be able to agree with it. Or at least any celebrity. Let's not forget, he already knows that the person behind the screen is a celebrity, which gives you quite a bit of information about that person.
I feel that this person is a bubbly, vivacious, an absolute communicator person who just loves to talk and to gossip and spend time with friends, a very outgoing personality.
Which distinguishes her from most other celebrities who of course are very insular and don't like talking and are not very outgoing at all.
I get lots of children around, but not of her own. I feel that this person not of her own.
Point during this reading, Mr. Betts has gone from referring to the sitter as that person to using the personal pronouns she and her, and where this has happened, we don't know how this has happened. It seems that bit's been edited out when he established that it was a female that was sitting. So I think possibly what happened is that either she spoke up at some point when he got something right. She said, "Oh, yes," and when pressing the button, or said no when he got something wrong, more likely. And that's how he found out. Or it could have been that she said that he guessed that he felt a male energy and she didn't buzz. I think it's highly unlikely that he said, "I feel female energy," and she did buzz, because otherwise we would have seen that hit actually in the show. So I think the former two possibilities are the more likely. And if it was that she actually spoke up at some point, that by what she said could possibly have been of a giveaway to him to realise that she wasn't very old. And that might have given him the idea that maybe she, didn't have kids of her own. So anyway, that's just a bit of a sceptical theory, a bit of a sceptical analysis of that. I just thought it was interesting that he went from that person to her, and we don't know how.
I get lots of children around, but not of her own. She spends time with the children of her brothers or sisters or nephews and nieces, but not herself.
That's quite an interesting comment, because I became an auntie for the first time only 4 months ago.
I get lots of children around, but not of her own.
I became an auntie for the first time.
Lots of children. This person has a lot of time for other people, but it's very, very hard to get in on her inner circle of friends. But that sisterhood is very special and important to her. There was some sort of charity event or overseas trip, maybe to Africa, or some other kind of volunteer work where she had to go off and do some community service as part of her publicity. No? Okay.
What I don't get is how come this guy doesn't seem more surprised when he gets a miss like that. I mean, he seemed so sure that this lady had been on some charity trip to Africa. The psychic entity, the paranormal entity was telling him this, that she'd been on a trip to Africa. And when she says no, he just goes, No? Oh, okay. I think you'd be more surprised. Unless, of course, you're just making shit up and then you're not surprised when your guess is wrong. Just my opinion.
This lady has a dog.
Yeah, you can really see his thought processes there with this one. He's going, this lady is, what am I going to guess? Oh, I know lots of people have dogs. She probably could have a dog. That's right, I'm going to say. This lady is, has a dog.
Has a dog. No. I feel that you have definitely kept everything at bay just recently. Like you've pushed work away and so you needed some personal healing time for yourself.
Let's raise the screen and see who your celebrity is. It is none other than the delightful Tony Pearson.
I feel like I wanted another half hour with him, so we could have actually got down to the nitty-gritty.
Time now to meet our final celebrity. He won a Logie on Home and Away, then took off to America to be a star on Days of Our Lives and then General Hospital. I'm talking about Justin Melvey.
I am a believer. I always believe there's a spiritual and an emotional sense out there.
This is a male. Okay, I get that this person has strong upper body framework. They're quite a strong built person. I get the name Carrie, Kenny, yeah, something connected with that name. Championship, I keep hearing like championship ring connected with this person, or championship.
I represent Australia in the World Cup in freestyle skiing, so I competed in championships all over the world.
Brothers, I'm hearing brothers, strong connection with brothers.
I have a very strong connection with my brothers. I have a brother that passed away, and I have a very strong connection to him.
Ice cream, loves ice cream. Ice cream.
Probably 5-6 puddle pops a week.
Let's lift the screen. This is Justin Melvey.
Hello. Thank you. I knew I was picking up the right things. So once I got out there, I just kept flowing with that and it just came together.
To our judges, how did you feel about that?
I thought it was a very interesting examination of when you take away a lot of feedback from our contestants. They find it a lot more tricky because they do rely on feedback. It's like a conversation. It's interesting to note that what they said can mostly be described as generalizations, and a few things hit the mark, from my point of view.
You know, Tony Pearson, for example, you could say it's a generality to say, oh, you know, she's a very bubbly person and, you know, very outgoing. You know, that's a generality.
I was planning to excel. I was hoping that this would be the one. I just wasn't able to get to that depth of accuracy that I normally do. It's a really scary concept knowing that you could be going home after all the great work that we've done.
The medical intuition today was nowhere near as good as I had hoped it would be.
Jason, I'm sorry, you're not the one.
I'm really glad of the opportunity that we've had to be able to share what we can do with other people. And I'm hoping that we have acted as great ambassadors for the industry that we're so proudly members of.